back, hasn't it? I mean, 6 to 8 months ago, there was talk that he might not ever play again, and if he did play, he might not only play until February of next year, and they'll have to rest him, and they'll have to just make sure, monitor him, and he's played 20, 25 minutes a game, been dominant, back to his best, and in fact, Rob Beveridge thinks he might be better.
Unbelievable start to the season for him as we just see a 5-second violation. Kevin Lish just copping a cork there, I think, just hobbling away. But yeah, Sean Redditch, obviously a lot of people really didn't think he was going to come back from the injury that he sustained. And not a common injury, obviously, in basketball. So no one really knew, and he's been exceptional all year. And I think that his work ethic is second to none. Sean works harder than anyone, and just is one of those gym rats that just loves the game. And he would have done everything he could to get back, and obviously has, and is playing great basketball.
Warren drawing the foul on Knights, Matty. The big fella just needed to move the feet a little quicker. 4 points is that margin, 27-23. So the caddy's sticking around. Inbound the play as Warren now has it. Oh, he's quick. Robbins keeping up with him that time. Herbert from outside. Doesn't go. Johnson, he just had an open paddock to do a little floater from the right. He dropped it in. Nice play from the big man. 29-23. Adelaide by 6.
They're those second chance opportunities. Perth doing a good job forcing Herbert into the type of shot that you want Adelaide to take, and then not coming up with a defensive rebound. Johnson with an easy putback.
It did look like a travel too from Sean Redditch, but not called, but it was okay because the 36ers came up with the ball, and then Toby just booting it out of court as we have a couple of changes. Stephen Way back on, and Darren also comes into the game for his first run. So 29-26, was out to 7 points earlier on. It's now just 6 as Rob Beveridge has a bit of a chat to the referees. Here's Warren again. Looks pretty comfortable bringing the ball up the court. He wants to go all the way, and the big tall timber were in the way. And finally, the referee has called a foul, has he?
Cam Toby, I think.
Say for the Wildcats, Cam Toby.
Interesting interpretation, I would say. But, you'd take that if you're Adelaide, that's for sure, coming on the road.
He's way
take
up
any
against Toby, and another foul on Cam Toby. Says he was pushing me, but Toby was called for the foul. Here's the original one. So Warren going up and then came down with the ball, and Toby just leaning in, Tony, for a foul.
It was a soft one, but Perth already in the bonus. 5 fouls, quick fouls, still 7 minutes to play, so probably see Adelaide going to the line a fair bit in this second quarter.
Stephen Way with 10 points now to his name in this game. Prolific scorer when he gets going, very dangerous. He drops them both in a couple of years ago. I'm not sure whether you were playing or not. It might have been after you left Perth, but Way came to town for the College of Utah, and played against the Wildcats. Scored 38, I think, in the game against the Wildcats, and Andrew Barloff said, I'm signing him. Here's the paper right now. Take the contract, son. We want you.
Yeah, and obviously had a good career here in Perth, winning a championship a few years ago, and wants to win one with Adelaide. Work on the boards there, been very nice.
Strong work from the big man. I know they were disappointed with his game against Townsville last week, so he needs to respond. He got it quite convincingly in the second half. Here's Warren, really active, like Simpson, forcing it up, drawing the foul. Nice play. Diamond Simpson, the foul on Matty Knights, and he'll go to the line. The import for the 36er for a couple of shots. Here it is again, little jump, and the reach in from Matt Knights.
Adelaide really working that on-ball screen at the top of the key and trying to get a high-low opportunity with their big men.
When you say high-low, talk us for the uneducated.
For you?
No, the uneducated.
No, obviously we're trying to
milk, isn't it?
try and exploit those mismatches down low, and so obviously the 4 and 5 men often work into, or always try and work in tandem, and as you're slipping one down into the basket, you try and bring the other one up and work what we call a seal down low. And both teams have been doing that quite effectively. Not that time, but the big men have to look out for themselves, but the guards won't.
So the pressure from Robbins and Lish is good on Johnson. 7 points is the lead by the 36ers. They're standing up to all the challenges.
Come on, let's get that defense going nice and early. We need to make some noise.
Scored so far away with 11. 5 for Daniel Johnson and 5 also for Mitchell Creek, who started the game. One of the young talented players in Australian basketball as Warren moves the ball swiftly. That was a beautiful pass and a big slam dunk from Simpson.
And Toby just getting caught on the low side of Simpson. A bigger body just kept him on his back. Great athleticism. Get up there for a two-handed slam.
They're up and about, the 36ers. This is their grand final. After an ordinary start to the season, the Wildcats have been telling themselves this will be their grand final after not winning a game. And there's a bit of push and shove underneath the basket. It'll go against the 36ers, and the Wildcats fans are pretty happy with the first call, I would say, for a long time.
Yeah, not too happy with the foul count of the Wildcat fans.
But it'll be 6 or 7. 5 points to go.
Just looked like actually a bit of push and shove, competitive stuff under the hoop, wasn't it? Here's Robbins. Tonight, plenty of turnovers. And Adelaide are making him pay. It's 34-25. 9 points, Tony. I know you're trying to work it out as you look at it as Warren forces it up towards the hoop. Clark standing in the way, didn't see what happened after he threw the ball up.
Yeah, I was trying to work out with that bewildered look at the scoreboard. I was trying to work out, I think the Wildcats have only scored about 9 points in the last 10 minutes or so. So after starting really well in a great offensive group, have really struggled. And Adelaide put the clamps on them now. 25 points in nearly 15 minutes of basketball, when we said earlier they're giving up 98 points a game. So doing a great job are the 36ers.
There was 24-18 at quarter time. Lish down low. Pops in there, hook shot. That'll get him going again. So Greg Hyatt is on the court for the Wildcats. He's got a big ass taking on way as Johnson. That was beautiful. Faked the pass and then dropped a little shot from just outside inside the three-point arc.
Adelaide just trying to work that double back door that was made. The Breakers, I believe, might have brought that in. So didn't quite get it, and Daniel Johnson just pulling up there for a nice jump shot.
36-27 is the score. The 36 is still in charge as we approach half-time.
You give me a time and a place, I give you a 5-minute window.
I don't carry a gun. I drive.
You stole from the East Coast mob.
This driver's got to go.
Drive.
Immerse yourself in the delicious thick milk chocolate, creamy caramel, and soft nougat of a Mars bar.
Tony's favourite part of the night, the dancers doing their bits out on centre court, jumping around. 36-27 is that score. Adelaide are leading this game by 9. And our Adelaide 36er fans would be celebrating at the moment, wouldn't they? They'd be jumping up and down. How does a team start so ordinary, get beaten too easily in the first 3 games and come out and be really competitive against the top team?
Yeah, look, I don't think they'd be jumping up and down, but, I mean, the difference between the top team and the bottom team is not that dramatic. And obviously, Adelaide have struggled at the start of the season. They've got some talented players. You've got guys like Bellinger, Wade, Halliwell's played in Europe. Darren Ning's been around for a long time. Johnson's been a young player, up-and-coming player. They're not going to just go away and not be competitive. And maybe the Wildcats have been a little bit complacent and Rob Beveridge bringing in Greg Hire quite early and just trying to get some energy back into their game, I guess, as Kevin Lish pulls up for the three.
Big boards from Matty Knights. Reset the shot clock. Left. Here's Greg Hire from outside. Can he drop it? We call him the mayor of Wanneroo. He's had a big season in the SBL. He's Greg Hire. He earned his spot by hard work, and he's on the roster. Wildcats 39 from the field, 56-36 as they're going well as the turnover. Back to Hire, another two, back-to-back points for Greg Hire. As you said, holding a bit of energy in this game. It's back to 4 points, 36-32.
And this is where Adelaide don't want to take a bad shot. Stephen Way on an isolation play. Probably not the one you want to take. No ball reversal, just straight up the floor, especially with the Wildcats are on a roll like they are now.
Go to Hire again, but no, they won't. They go inside, yes, it came from Knights, and it nearly dropped in again. He's fast becoming the crowd favourite here, Tony Ronaldson. They've been desperate for one since he left.
And obviously Adelaide not liking what they see. Call a timeout. Smart move by Marty Clark. They've worked so hard to get where they are. They don't want to just let it go.
36-32. It was out to 9 points just a few moments ago, and now it's just 4 points here in the jungle. We might head down into the huddle of Rob Beveridge as his side trails by 4 points here. We're approaching half-time, 3.5 minutes remaining. Pretty loud inside here on the jungle. So, Tony, what's been the change, do you think, for the Perth Wildcats to get back into the game, apart from Greg Hire's points?
Well, I think that just that energy he brings. Often, obviously, the coach has his main 8 players or 7 players that he'll rotate, particularly in a 40-minute game. You don't have that much time to spread around, and if it's not working, you often bring in someone that just relishes that opportunity, and he's brought that energy and come up with a big basket, just gone with some hustle plays and really disrupted Adelaide along with some other players, but it's just that energy that I think has really come into their game a little bit more.
So Greg Hire with 5 points, a 3 and a 2. Kevin Lish still on 5 points. He's 2 from 6 from the field, shooting at 33%, and he hasn't hit a three-pointer as yet, so he needs to get a wriggle on. Brad Robbins with 4 points for the Wildcats. Redditch also on 5, and Way leading the way is the game high 11 points. And Daniel Johnson's been very good, 7 points, Tony.
Yeah, he's been a young player now that's sort of just steadily started with the Melbourne Tigers and just went across to Adelaide and has progressed, and his game's getting better and better, and I've liked a lot of things that he's done tonight, not only the offensive end but defensive. He came out with a big block before on Brad Robbins, and he's getting better and better, and I mean, the game has got some great young talent involved in it at the moment, and there's a lot of it out here on the floor.